Good afternoon. You're on the Film Fables channel. Today, I'm going to tell you about the movie The Girl Next Door from the year 2004. High school graduates are photographed for an album and fill out a questionnaire called I'll Always Remember. Athletes will always remember victories and trophies. Honor students will remember the Olympics. And party people will always remember parties full of alcohol and fun. Matthew Kidman has trouble with these kinds of memories. He has been studying hard all this time to get into a good college, so he does not have a lot of unforgettable impressions. Guy's leaving his profile blank for now. Matthew has two friends who are excellent students who all their free time watch adult videos and dream of sleeping with a girl. In addition to studying, Matthew is involved in organizational activities. This year, as president of the school board, he raised $25,000 to move a young genius from Cambodia to study in the States. After an assembly celebrating the event, the high school students go to the beach instead of school. Matthew offers his friends to go too, but they are afraid to skip classes and refuse under various pretexts. The boy decides to go alone, catching up with everyone else. But in an attempt to overpower his complexes and teenage phobias, already sitting in his car, he gives up and goes home. Noticing a strange car loaded with things and boxes near a neighbor's house, the boy curiously wonders who it could be. In the evening, taking out the garbage, the teenager sees a charming mistress of an unfamiliar car, who in the darkness finishes unloading things. Meeting her eyes, Matthew loses his sense of reality because of her dazzling beauty and practically falls into the garbage can. The charming stranger smiles only slightly and goes into her house. Telling a friend on the phone about the mysterious stranger, the young man discovers that the windows of his room overlook the bedroom of his neighbor, and she is just changing her clothes at that moment. Suddenly, the girl turns around. The boy is startled and falls to the floor. The lights go out and the sound of the front door is heard. Matthew sees through the window how the neighbor, already dressed, confidently walks to his house. A moment later, his parents call for the boy to come downstairs. The boy goes downstairs in fear that he is about to be scolded for being a little pervert. Instead, Matthew hears from his mother simply the information that this girl's name is Danielle, and she is the niece of a neighbor. The mother asks Matthew if he would like to show her the town now. As they drive through the city, they are silent for a long time. Matthew doesn't know what to say, and Danielle is clearly enjoying the guy's confusion. Finally, the girl says that in fairness he should undress in front of her too. After taking his things, she forces him to run around the neighborhood like that for a while, and then, relented, comes back for him. The girl is no longer offended, and they go to a local cafe. Danielle shares with the guy that she just recently quit her job and wants a fresh start. Matthew also learns that she doesn't have a boyfriend. In turn, the girl asks the guy about interesting moments from school. Matthew hastily tries to come up with some vivid events, but lies fail him. In the morning, Matt shares the events that happened with his friends. They respond by asking if he fucked her, but the guy only brushes it off, although he mentally wishes he had kissed that girl. Suddenly, in the middle of class, he sees Danielle out the window. She calls the guy to run away from the lesson, after which they go for a ride, laugh, and get to know each other better. In the evening, an enchanting blonde calls the guy to swim in someone else's pool. He resists, but the less clothes Danielle has on, the more convincing she sounds. Eventually, Matt gives in and gets in the water. But then the owner of the house returns, who is also the principal of the school where Matt studies. The principal disrupts the first kiss that almost happened. The couple grabs their clothes and quickly run away. Now Matt gets an answer to the question, "What's the craziest thing you've done lately?" After almost catching Matt's friends watching adult movies, the couple suggests the four of them go to a local party. Arriving at the hangout with such a hottie, Matt catches appraising glances from the local alpha males. They get Danielle a drink, and her date is pointed unequivocally at the door. Matt, after a bit of hesitation, still overcomes his fears, pushes the other guy away and kisses Danielle. It's the first time he's ever taken the initiative and done a brave thing. In the morning, with a smile on his face, he walks through school and meets one of his friends. The one shows Matt a tape of Danielle starring in adult movies. The boy is confused and decides that he won't talk to his roommate again. But his friend instead suggests Matt sleep with her, since she's experienced and apparently doesn't really limit herself in the number of partners. The guy takes Danielle to a motel, using his horny friend's harmful advice like act like an alpha male, defiantly ignore the girl, and get her really drunk. But Danielle reveals the obvious intent and takes great offense to the guy. She says she didn't want him to know about her past work. She loved the way Matthew looked at her innocently and lovingly. Matt is sad. Studying, playing games and spending time with his friends no longer excites him as much as it used to. The boy decides to go to his neighbor and ask for forgiveness. His heartfelt speech is interrupted by a tall, brutal-looking adult man who appears from the next room. The man says his name is Kelly, and he is a producer in the adult film genre. Then Danielle comes out, and Kelly invites the guy to go for a walk with them. The guy agrees and doesn't back down even when he sees them come to the strip club. He wants to show the girl how mature and bold he is. Matt orders himself a drink and asks Kelly for a cigar. The next day, Matthew shares with his friends about last night. The guys are sitting in health class watching a video about the importance of using condoms to avoid getting pregnant after prom. Friends say the video is old and impossible to watch. Matthew goes home and sees Danielle along with the producer packing. Kelly says they need to go to a festival in Vegas, shake their asses, and be in public. The guy reminds the girl that she wanted to quit porn and start over, but she frustratedly replies that you can't run away from yourself. Matt decides to fight for the girl anyway and goes to Vegas with his friends. At the festival, the guy finds Danielle. True, he doesn't have time to say everything he wants to say as he is interrupted by Kelly. The producer says that Matt is ruining business and suggests that he leave Danielle alone. Matthew doesn't give up and makes another attempt. Only this time he gives the neighbor her drawing as a reminder of their first day of dating. Then he picks up his friends and goes home. Danielle comes to see him in the morning. The speech works and the girl quits her old job again. She gives the guy a ride to school, thanks him for believing in her, and kisses him. The honor student goes to class. His thoughts are occupied only with tonight, where his speech will determine whether he gets a scholarship. His thoughts are interrupted by Kelly, who pulls the kid out of class and puts him in the car. The producer is very angry at the boy because he derailed his plans for a promising actress who has now left the profession again. Under the guise of a sedative, Kelly treats the boy with ecstasy and sets conditions. Either Matt returns the losses or steal a prestigious award in the adult film genre from his competitor. The schoolboy agrees to the second option. However, stealing the statuette was just an excuse. Kelly calls the police to report the theft and dumps the guy. The guy, after barely getting away from the parrot and hiding from the police, calls his friends to pick him up. Matthew is already half an hour late for his event, but at the fateful dinner he doesn't quote Kennedy like his competitors. He's giving a heartfelt speech about love. He doesn't win a scholarship with his heartfelt speech, but Danielle is thrilled to hear it. Later, Matt goes to the bank to withdraw the $25,000 that was raised for a Cambodian genius to study in the United States. It turns out that Kelly, disguised as Matthew's mentor, has fraudulently withdrawn the entire sum. The cashier, who did not check the imposter's documents, for some reason makes the guy guilty of it. Matt comes to Danielle in despair, but they quickly get an idea on how to get $25,000 quickly. The couple arrives at the producer from whom Matt had previously stolen the statue. The guy returns the stolen goods and promises to make a movie with high school students for 50% of the profits. For this purpose, Danielle calls two of his charming girlfriends and former colleagues. The friends set up a studio right in the school during prom and offer the top guys to make a movie. The video is shot, the prom went great, and Matt goes home in the morning. Kelly is waiting for him there, having unknowingly gotten the tape from the prom movie. Kelly wants a full share of the guy's earnings from the movie, or he'll show the tape to Matthew's parents. The guy goes all in and says show it. The tape turns out not to be a porn movie, but an instructional video about kissing, lovemaking, and how to properly put a condom on a live person. The movie sells well, and Matthew gets his cut, which is enough to pay for both the Cambodian genius moving expenses and a brand new BMW. The guy also sends Kelly a box of cigars to forget all their conflicts. Until a few days ago, Matthew couldn't remember a single crazy thing to capture on the school yearbook. Danielle had taken center stage both in these adventures and in the guy's heart. That's it. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to put a like and subscribe to the channel. A lot of interesting and exciting things are waiting for you here. See you in the next videos.